Hey guys, you're watching the late night football show, and moving on from the club matches, we are on to the official international big tournament. I mean, it was supposed to happen last year, and you can see on the back cover of Anike, there's still a small thing called 2020, but it's 2021 Euros shifted to this year. Everybody knows that, but a lot has changed. I mean, some players that would have been in the 2020 Euros, some teams that would have been favored for 2020 Euros. I think a bit of dynamic has changed coming on to this year because a lot of football has been played, a lot of players have emerged.
Mm.
So we will talk about the favorite, the dark horse, and the big losers for us. And we will both give each of the team on that. So let's start with the favorites. Or should we? We should start with the favorites, I think.
Yeah, I think we should
Huh.
start with the
So
favorites.
yes.
I know for maximum people, the favorites would be France, but I would go with Portugal. I would go with Portugal as favorites to win the Euro Cup, Euros, because the biggest reason is that they are the defending champions.
Hmm.
That some people are not considering this as a fact that they actually won last year
But
without.
because I think maybe that's why because in past we have seen that I don't know which team actually retained their Euro title. I don't think I can't remember for once. But
Spain did it. Spain did it
yeah,
once.
I think Spain
Uh,
did it.
2000, 2008 and 12,
Yeah, yeah,
Spain
yeah.
did it.
But that team of Spain won the Euro
That
and
was a
won the
different
World
team
Cup
completely.
and won the
That
Euro.
was a that,
Yeah,
that was a dynasty team. That,
yeah.
but
Portugal
now
had a very
when we see it,
disappointing World Cup.
yeah, but they did have a good Nations League, right?
Yeah.
They even won the
Nah,
Nations League.
no, 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 no. I think this year Nation League. I think they won the
No,
last
not
year.
this year. This
Yeah,
year's Nations League is in the group stages,
yeah,
or they
yeah,
have
yeah. They
completed the
are the
group
defending
stages, but they
champions in
are
Nations League as well. Yeah,
champions of the Nations League and they are
yeah.
the defending champions of
True,
the Euro Cup.
true,
France are
true.
the defending champions of World Cup.
Yes.
So, and Portugal has improved their squad significantly, especially Bruno Fernandes. He's
Hmm.
going to be very
Emergence of
good in this
Bruno
tournament.
and Ruben.
It's a big thing. For Ronaldo may be playing his last Euros,
Hmm.
and then we have so many. Ruben Diaz is going to be there. So
Wow.
Portugal, I think they would be favorites. They have a tricky group, but I think they will pull through somehow.
Hmm.
And I can
So,
see them having a deep run.
where do you think is what do you think is that makes them the most favorable for you, like to win this cup? What is that
I
one
think
thing?
balance. I think
Balance.
balance is very very important
Hmm.
because this is not a tournament that has 14, 15 games. It's a very small tournament, and rarely you see the first 11 are going to be rotated like
Hmm.
in the club tournaments it is. So the if your first 11 is strong and it has a balance, if you have decent midfielders, if you have decent attackers and decent defenders, then you can win the
Hmm.
Euros.
And you have to give them chance that they are the defending champions. But for me, yeah, as you said, it is France, and that is simply I will just say a few things, and I think it will be clear why. Defending World Cup champions, and they did not even win it like Portugal in one way to say won the Euros by somehow dragging themselves and to win that. They actually put on a performance and they actually steamrolled all the teams in the World Cup. And they are, and on top of that, they have that core group of people still in their prime, except for I think Hugo Lloris, I think, which is one of their weak point and which can actually cause them the maybe this world Euros. But the team overall is so good, uh, and man, they have added on Benzema. What else can you ask for? They like a firepower up ahead, and they have Kante. I mean, that man. I mean, you cannot bet against Kante. We know that better than most of the people. So I think that's why they are my favorite team. And to win, I don't want them to win, to be honest with you. But I think I cannot put an argument against them that they are favorites. So let's go on to the dark horses. I think that let's keep it, or maybe keep the dark horse for the later on. Let's call for the big
Let's
lose.
go with the big
Yes,
losers. For me,
this
the
will be
big
interesting.
losers, I think, for me, it would be Spain,
Hmm.
the big losers, because they have fallen so much in quality
It's
and in
yeah.
so many things, and there is so much controversy going on in the Spanish national camp right now because some are saying that Luis Enrique is, favoring other players
Hmm.
and not favoring Real Madrid players because he
Hmm.
didn't pick any one of them, and
And
I
I don't know
personally
how
think that.
you can actually put an argument against that.
You cannot because you cannot you even if the squad of Real Madrid is not that good, but it's still Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and a Spanish team without Real
And on
Madrid and
top of that,
Barcelona is something.
he had actually could pick 26-man squad. He picked 24-man squad. So there is still two players
Man
left.
squad. Yes, they still. Yes, he still didn't take two players among them, and I don't know. And I think the biggest blow would be not picking Ramos
Hmm.
uh,
Not just
in
for
this
the
tournament.
his perform and everything, but just the
No, no, no. Just
character.
because of his presence and the character,
Hmm.
because that is going to be very important, especially for a team like Spain. I don't think that they are very confident. They don't have a good attack.
Hmm.
Uh,
They actually
I
had to
think
pull a club
uh,
transfer in this. Like they brought in Laporte from France.
yeah, yeah. He can be a standard performer because he needs to prove a lot of things, both for Manchester City and for in the international level.
Hmm.
He has never played in an international level, so he can be a standout performer in Spain. But it's their attack that I'm worried about. They
Hmm.
do not have good attackers. Ferran
Hmm.
Torres is very good, but he's very young, and it's probably his
City
first
players to
tournament
save
also.
all these big teams.
And then comes Eric Garcia, an ex-City player who just he just fuels my argument that they are going to be a big loser.
Hmm. I think for me, I know it's a big surprise. The team that always is the darling of every other fan, even for me, because just that your team's players plays in that team, and just that's why I think it's going to be England. Because for me, because just like I said for France, they have Kante. You need a proper experienced players as well all over the pitch, but the midfield is so crucial, and that's why I think they're gonna lose out because as good as Declan Rice, as good as Mount and Henderson, but these guys, I don't trust them for such a big tournament like Euros. And I mean, Henderson is not fully fit. I don't know how he will come up. He has not actually played a single match. So, and Maguire is out, and all these attacking talents they have is in the attack, and you can only put a limited number of players there. And I don't know how the team gonna play out. And just I saw them performance against Austria. It was actually pretty bad. So I think they're gonna be big losers for me because they have some of the most well-known players around the world, and that is due to EPL. And I get that, but eight of them players have played actually in the Champions League final. How can I say I know that they are not experienced? But I'm talking about international tournament, which is totally different thing. So I think they will suffer because of this inexperienced midfield, and even with the lack of loss of Maguire in a way, because I don't think he will be able to feature in this Euros. So I think for that's the reason for me that they're going to be big losers. And let's move on to the dark horse part. I think this is going to be the one that we can't really expect. What?
Anyone can be a dark
Yes.
horse. Because that's why it's the title dark horse is given, because
Yeah.
no one knows who it can be. But for me, it was a tricky choice because and I've seen a lot of countries who want to go deep in this Euros. And as you said in the beginning, that if it would have been in the last year, like it was scheduled to,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
maybe some of the clubs won't be in contention.
Hmm.
So keeping that in mind, I think my dark horse would be Denmark.
Hmm.
I know it's a very weird choice, but they have some very quality players
They're
who have
actually the
performed
dark
very
horse.
good in
Like you
this.
can actually put them in the category because nobody would pick them like to
I
be
don't expect them
quarterfinal.
to like.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to go to semifinals or finals. If they go, it would be a very big
Hmm.
thing. But I do expect, because they don't have a very tricky group.
Where do you think they will end up? Because
I
you're
think
saying,
quarterfinals would be a good.
hmm.
Yeah, quarterfinals would be a good way for them, because it would muster in a lot of experience in there, and they have some good players. Hoiberg is there, Simon Kerr is there, and
Hmm.
our goat Martin Braithwaite is there.
And I think
So,
they will call
and
upon the
Kasper
yes.
Schmeichel is there. So they have a decent squad. They don't have a
Actually,
star-studded squad, but they do have a very decent squad.
and
And
they have their
the
talisman Ericsson, who has been in good
Yeah,
form
they have
lately.
Ericsson. Yeah, he has been in a decent form. And the fact that other teams would probably underestimate them a bit.
Yeah,
So that might also play into their favor. So
actually, very good
Denmark
shout.
would be,
And I mean, if they actually pull that one out, you heard it here first. But I think for me, I will have to go with, I don't know how. Yeah, just like you were also a bit on the edge that how can I put them as a dark horse, but I'm going upon the recent public were not able to even qualify for the World Cup. Before this, I think just because this year, I would say they are even in contention for me to be able to call them the dark horse. It's Italy because uh, because I think they have this now team of players who are playing at a high level, who are playing under good managers, who are playing under excellent managers, and these players have come leaps and bounds. I mean, if you talk about midfield, just players there. I mean, from one who stand out for me is Barella, who is excellent. I think I really rate him highly. And then they have such attacking power in Insigne, in uh, um, Lazio striker, Immobile. So
Immobile.
I mean, they have really good, excellent. I mean, I know they don't have much experience as a whole in the team, but there is experience in terms of Bonucci, Chiellini, of having played big matches. And I think they will want to do better after the failures in the qualifiers for the World Cup. So there has a big because Italy is one of the great nations in football. They have won 4 World Cups. I mean, so they are a nation that have actually always seen their team do well in such tournaments, and even against expectations. I must say this, that they were really good in the past, the previous Euros. Nobody was really counting
Hmm.
them that time
They
also, but
did go to.
yeah,
They went till quarterfinals. I
yeah.
think they lost to Germany in
Yes.
penalty
Yeah.
shootouts.
So
So
I mean, for me, they are my dark horse because I think they are a team that will eventually slug through this and will get a goal because they don't mind that. They don't mind to play boring. They don't mind to play a defensive game, which you sometimes is the way to win. Either you can win it in a very fancy way like France, that's why they are the favorites, or either you can win it like this, just by going through. I think this is classic example of City versus Chelsea also as well. But I mean, I think it will keep on coming in one of till I think some time in one or two references. But yeah, so that's it. These are our favorites, our big loser, dark horse. Let's see who is actually going to be there when the tournament starts and I eventually come to an end. So thanks for being part of this.